how we as Christians should be dialoguing, interpreting, understanding what's going on in the world around us. Rick and Cole in this video, they're talking about spiritual realities. Okay, it's kind of a spiritual conversation, as you mentioned. Neither of them are Christian, however, and so it's kind of a very secular spiritualism that they're talking about. And you know, when Christians see stuff like this, I think usually there's one of two reactions. Right. So I see these two guys talking about kind of like new age spirituality type stuff. And I can do one thing, which is to just immediately dismiss it as absolute garbage. Like, those guys don't know what they're talking about. They're not Christian. So like, I shouldn't even listen to anything they have to say. There's no point. Right.
Yeah.
So that's one. And that's an understandable response, I think, for a lot of Christians.
Especially when like most of them don't have the knowledge to be able to defend even their own beliefs.
Yeah.
It's a reaction.
Yeah. It's a fear. I mean, it's like, I don't like this. It's clearly contrary to the fullness of the truth, which is expressed in the Christian Catholic faith in particular. And so you think, I don't want to think about that. That sounds ridiculous. And I'm not even going to give it a second thought. Right. So that's kind of one approach when we hear things like this. Another approach is to, of course, go the opposite direction and be kind of seduced by this kind of new agey spirituality and think, wow, maybe these guys are onto something. Maybe these guys actually have a truth that I don't have. Maybe I need to abandon my Christian faith and look into what they're,
or to be like all embracing to
about.
the expense of my own faith and beliefs.
That's actually a really good way of putting it. But we want to propose, when you encounter anything like this, it could be a song, it could be a movie, it could be a conversation between two music producers. When you encounter anything like this, you should kind of take a third approach, which is neither of these two extremes. And it's the approach of people like St. Thomas Aquinas, who we've talked about before. It's the approach of St. Justin Martyr, who we've talked about before, and St. Paul, which I'll read a little thing from Acts of the Apostles. But the approach is this. It is to recognize that every human being is created for God. Every human being has a intellect that is ordered towards truth and a will that is ordered towards goodness and beauty. And when we see expressions of different religions, of different kind of spiritualities, even if they're not completely true, there is something in them that is revelatory of that search within the human heart, right? So, and we actually believe that people who have never benefited from Christian revelation, who have never actually known Jesus Christ and received the gospel, are capable not of attaining to the fullness of truth, because that can only be given from above, but are capable of starting to make steps on the way.
Yeah.
And so what Deacon Max and I love to do is look at the culture and see, like, okay, where are the areas in which people have already started taking steps along the path that they don't even know that they're on yet?
Correct.
Right?